successful run as a head coach at SUNY Geneseo. Now, underway here, third game of the day in Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. It'll be Canisius to control first possession of the game.
And Canisius likes to look for that long ball, and you can see that Siena is going to put a lot of pressure. They like pressure defense.
That first three missed from senior Anna Sweeney. Here comes Siena, we mentioned, led by a player with this first shot. That's Sabrina Piper's first shot. Can't get the friendly roll, and we'll go back the other way with the Griffs.
And I expect the Griffs to run the ball down the floor, try to get as least amount of passes necessary, and go right to the rim.
The Piper 0 for 2 after the layup falls off, but an offensive rebound will keep it for Siena. The Saints looking for the game's first hoop. They score 56 points per game to Siena, 37% from the floor as a team, and a team that by all accounts is playing faster than they have in the past as Piper's third shot rims out and Sweeney clears the rebound.
The shot clock winding down, 3 seconds left. She needed to hoist up a shot.
So we mentioned Patterson Ricks, Danielle Sanderlin as well, a double-figure score for Canisius. She was also honored by the league. She's going to go to the pull-up here, and this will get us now a slow start as we look for our first bucket about 90 seconds in.
Well, the first game, the first quarter was similar. I think the depth perception in this arena sometimes it takes a little while to get used to. You're looking at just space when you look to the rim.
I was going to ask you about that. You know, I remember in the summer when we walked through this building for the first time, you see how cavernous it is. They've done a nice job to cover it up with some banners, but when you haven't played in this building as so many of these student athletes have, it's going to take some adjusting.
It will, and especially from outside distance shooting.
That three rims out from Rachel Brown. So we still look for the game's first bucket. Teams that combined 0 for 6 in the early going. Sweeney's three too strong. There's Connolly with the offensive rebound down low. Sanderlin drives right into a block. Good defense from Lala Watts.
And Watts just held her ground, went straight up, and was able to get the ball.
62nd block of the year for the Siena sophomore. So if the outside shooting could potentially take some time, and you're on the sideline there is the first bucket from Rachel Brown. But, Coach, when you know that, is it more of an emphasis to get inside?
Absolutely. You try to drive it either along the baseline or from the wing, maybe off a high on-ball screen, and then get something in the paint, mid-range jumper.
Yeah, mid-range jumper right on cue from the junior from Staten Island, transferred from LaSalle. This will be a travel whistled on A.J. Timbers, the graduate transfer. And that'll give it back to Siena. After they scored the game's first hoop, they get it back.
And Siena is known for its defensive effort. And that time they create a lot of turnovers. They stayed low to the ground, on their feet, and shuffle and move.
That's good defense by Sweeney, forcing Siena all the way into the backcourt. There's Brown trying to get into the paint. The rebound comes down to Sanderlin. Connolly going to the other side, and we're tied early on.
Good feed by Ricks. She was able to see her teammate underneath the rim, gave it to her. She didn't have to break stride, went right up with the shot.
Yeah, Connolly didn't force it on the one side of the basket, was comfortable going to the reverse side. Loose ball scrum. Brown's got 4 early points.
Brown's playing inspired ball. She's around the rim. She's going for second shots. Doing a good job.
The second leading scorer for the Siena team, scoring at just under 10 points a game. Good interior passing. Sanderlin is blocked down low. And then Piper fouled on the open floor. Timbers, the player who got her.
And Piper's someone that is so explosive. When she gets the outlet pass, she's going down the floor and she covers a lot of ground quickly.
Get a good look at Sabrina Piper, senior from Paris. Steadily improved, increased her scoring each of her 4 years at Siena.
And she's someone that the Saints are going to look to, especially in tournament time, to break the ice and get some buckets.
Yeah, when you have a player who can get their own shot off, it really does. It changed the game, especially in these one-and-done settings. And if one player can have a great game, and Piper, who will let fire here, has the capability to do that, it does change things. Good ball movement. Connell in the open floor, and Canisius has tied it up.
Nicely executed transition offense. 3 passes and a shot. Uncontested layup.
You can always tell when a coach is excited. I can tell when they hit that third pass, you even jumped up.
Well, you love to see good basketball. And that was just picture perfect. 3 passes and a shot.
And the second time they execute on the open floor, Timbers knocks down the 3. That was after a third pass as well, and Canisius on a little run to take a 3-point lead in the first quarter.
Well, Timbers didn't hesitate. Spotted up and shot.
And Piper able to get inside. There's her first bucket.
Siena likes to extend their defense. Little 1-2 press.
Sanderlin open from the wing. And the long rebound comes out to Amari Anthony.
And the Saints take their time bringing the ball up.
Piper long on a 3. And the rebound will send it down the other way. We'll get to our first media timeout in this first round game. The 11 seed, Canisius, with a 1-point lead over the 6 seed, Siena, 7-6, 4:26 to go in the first quarter. Some good grips, ball movement. The end result, a Timbers 3, and Canisius leads by 1. A 1-point lead over Siena, 7-6. As we come out of our first quarter media timeout, we've seen some good early ball movement by the Griffs, and now Siena will extend its defense.
Absolutely. The Griffs on 2 occasions, transition offense was 3 passes and an easy shot. And that's something you do against pressure defense. If you can get down the floor and set up before it can find you, you get some layups.
12 seconds for Canisius. Here is Patterson Ricks. Conley finds the cutter in Sanderlin. Her turnaround shot is good.
And Sanderlin is their go-to person inside. She does have expanded range, but in the paint, look for her.
Third team all-league selection for Sanderlin. And Canisius forcing the turnover. Started with great Patterson Ricks defense. And she's unable to finish, but it will stay down this end of the floor.
And it looks like the Griffs are cranking up, ramping up their defense, especially from foul line to foul line.
Yeah, that started with the point guard Patterson Ricks picking up full court. And you have one uneasy moment, it leads to potentially 2, and then ultimately Siena coughed it up.
Well, they double teamed and you weren't able to get through it.
Timbers again from beyond the arc, and the graduate transfer from Philly has Canisius out to a 12-6 lead.
She looks very comfortable out there. She catches the ball, her feet are set, and she lets it go.
Well, shoots 44% from beyond the arc. Piper off the back rim. And the the defensive rebound comes out to Sweeney. Patterson Ricks to the jump stop and a whistle.
A little change of pace, tried to shake her defense, was able to get a pass off.
I actually thought, at least for a moment, it was good defense on Patterson Ricks by Piper. But then on that hesitation move, Brown comes over, and there's the contact.
Well, she's an uncanny ability to get into the paint and kind of use her body and scoop it around, and you come across and foul.
That's the interesting thing about shorter players. Typically, they've been shorter their whole life. So Patterson Ricks knows clever ways to score because she's had that same issue, really, since she's been playing ball.
Absolutely. That's one reason why she's on the floor.
82% free throw shooter. Knocks them both down. Good early start to this game for Canisius as they lead the 6th seed Siena by 8. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Siena is still trying to find the rim from distance. They're 0 for 4, and that's usually one of their scoring weapons.
That's more good defense as they force the turnover. Lala Watts will be whistled for the travel.
Well, when she caught it, she turned into the paint and really had nowhere to go. Help defense had slid over.
Sweeney. Really, Canisius has the luxury of having 2 point guards when Sweeney and Patterson Ricks play together. It should help against the Siena pressure. Timbers getting loose again and putting it in, and a tremendous start to this game for A.J. Timbers.
She is feeling it, and her teammates are feeding her. Good ball recognition by the Griffs.
We mentioned earlier, if you could get your own shot, what an advantage you give a coach. Well, if you're just feeling it, the same thing. A 3 off the mark from Margot Peterson, and it'll stay on this end of the floor.
And your teammates know you're feeling it, so they're getting you the ball. Her feet are set. She doesn't have to work a whole lot to get her shot off.
Well, and it's even more difficult because if a guard is feeling it, they can kind of initiate, take the shot. But Timbers, a lot of her looks early on are the byproduct of really good ball movement and patience.
Keep an eye on that assist category.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great call. Canisius has made 6 shots. Guess how many assists they have? 6.
Yeah.
Back rim, offensive rebound for Watts, and another turnover. Canisius a 10-point first quarter lead.
I think the Saints are getting some good looks. They're just not falling.
Well, to the point you brought up earlier in the quarter, Canisius has been quicker to adjust to this new arena and venue for this tournament than has Siena. Nice drive by Sanderlin, but too strong. Here comes Piper. Timbers cuts her off. Pass hits the rim. Is now a 3 from straight away. Rims out for Anthony.
Once again, that long pass down court gives the Griffs a spot of an easy shot.
Connolly, good ball fake. Sanderlin, an offensive rebound. And more good defense by Watts. Inside of a minute and a 10-point Canisius lead. Siena, a slow start here. Just 3 for 16 from the floor.
Their offense seems just a little stagnant. There's not a lot of player movement.
And Brown going to take it on herself. Good and one.
Well, if your teammates aren't moving, you take the ball, you have it, go to the rim.
And Rachel Brown with now 6 points. And like you said, kind of a disjointed possession, loose ball. Brown says, all right, that's enough of this.
Little head fake, got herself some space, carried through, got herself at the free throw line.
So those 8 Saints points, 6 of them have come from Rachel Brown. And she gets her own rebound. Chance for Siena to take the last shot, but a throwaway. Patterson Ricks ahead of the pack, able to finish with the left.
Good drive by Patterson Ricks. She was defended the whole way, bodied, and she was able to, presence of mind, put it up, use the glass. 2 points.
A tremendous start for the 11 seed Canisius. Brown into the painted area. Still 5 seconds for Canisius. Sweeney going to go behind the back. It's a great left-handed look, but threw it between 2 different teammates. And Connolly not on the same page with Shayla Sweeney, and it's a turnover.
Well, it seemed the play happened so fast that Griffs didn't know they were standing right next to each other.
We begin our second quarter. Number 11 seed Canisius. It's the first time in program history that they've been the last seed in the tournament, and they lead by 10 points. Brown on the offensive glass. Watts the offensive rebound. Triple from Piper's off the mark. And more Siena struggles from the floor.
And 3 offensive rebounds, so they're trying desperately to get the shots going.
And Brown in the passing lane here. one-on-one with Conley in the open floor. Piper able to clean it up.
And Brown's almost a one-woman show out here. She's doing it all from the defense to the offense.
Yeah, the junior from Staten Island has gotten it going early on. Now needs the rest of her Saints teammates to follow through.
Absolutely, because Siena hangs their hat on defense, and if you're not scoring, you can't set your defense up, and that puts them at a disadvantage.
It's a great basket cut. The pass from Connolly finds Timbers.
And Timbers now is 4 for 4. She's 100%. So give her the ball.
10 points in 11 minutes for A.J. Timbers. Scores about that on the season. She has definitely brought the A game here in the first round.
Well, so often in tournament play, an unsuspected player steps up. You know, your stars shine, but it's that random player who maybe doesn't get the limelight. She comes to play, the game changes.
Yeah, everyone game plans for the opposing team's top offensive player, but who else is going to step up? That's always a storyline in a tournament, specifically, one and done neutral site like this. It's not every 4 days on a campus. Can you get hot for 3-4 days and then maybe lead your team on a run?
Exactly.
Patterson Ricks from the wing, able
and
to use the window.
In.
How about that shot?
She was feeling it. Used a little long glass.
The angle we had was right in line with it, and I didn't see that coming halfway up. 13-point Siena lead. It's a great throw back, but Watts unable to finish.
And who did she meet? But Timbers, doing it on the defensive end as well as the offense.
Siena beat this Canisius team twice in the regular season, but through the first 12 and a half minutes of this game, it is all Canisius. Timbers tried the bounce pass. She threw it right to the foot of Watts. It'll go back to a 20-second shot clock as Sanderlin checks back in.
Well, it looked like it was a good feed. She knew she was going to get some attention. She saw her teammate, little bounce pass. But too many bodies in there.
Sanderlin, before she could step through, will get called for the travel.
And once again, the Griffs are attacking, getting some dribble penetration and some kickouts.
Yeah, if you were Scott Hemmer, and I told you before the game, you're going to be up by 13 points with 7 and change to go in the second, and your all-league third-team player, Danielle Sanderlin, would be 1 for 7 from the floor. He would probably say, I'll sign for that.
Absolutely. And he would look at you and say, it's tournament time, one and done. Oh, I knew that. Well, remember, he comes in with some great credentials. So he has been in this situation before, not with the Canisius program, but certainly through his career.
A tremendous run of success, really all throughout Western New York at various levels, as this whistle down low will be free throws for Sabrina Piper. Worked his way all the way up. Literally every level. Was a high school coach, was a community college coach, D3, now D1, did it all in Western New York.
Yes, and now at the D1 level in the MAAC, he's going to be a force. It takes some time. Anytime you take over a program, until you can get your players in and they're accustomed to your style, it takes a little time.
He's done it a couple different times, but so has my broadcast partner. So here's the question. As you coach, recruit, but coach the players that you inherit in a program, like Scott Hemmer is doing here, it's easy to bring in your own players. How is it coaching a group of players who were recruited by someone else?
Well, they're your players, and I think that's what you express the first time you meet them in the locker room, at the press conference. You are now family. You may not have been chosen family. It's like your friends. They're
right.
They're your chosen family. But and then you get to know them one-on-one, and then you become their coach. So the style may be different, and then that's what you have to do as a coach. You have to see their strengths They certainly showed something. That's why they're there. And then you have to adjust a little bit. You have got to give as a coach as well. It's not all from the players.
And not all family is, right, organic family, the 4 or 5 in a household. It's extended family at all times.
Exactly. And it takes a while to get to know each other.
3 from the wing is good for Amari Anthony, and the Siena Saints starting to wake up here in the second quarter.
And that propels their defense. You can see now they're able to extend their defense, slow down the Griff's transition offense.
Turning and going was McGee. Conley able to clean it up down low.
The Griffs are able to get into the paint, and when they do, some good things are going to happen. They've been able to pass through traffic and get some layups.
Canisius able to answer the Siena 3. Conley also nice first half going. She's got 6 points. Anthony now from the corner is good.
And that's something that, again, the Saints will look to shoot the long ball, then they can position their defense, take away some Griff's early offense.
Well, you know, another reason Siena couldn't set up its defense, too. They didn't make a lot of shots in the first quarter.
No, not at all. And they predicate their defense on that.
They've cut into this Canisius lead now 7. Patterson Ricks. And the rebound tipped out to Conley. Scott Hemmer calling in a set play.
He knew the play he wants.
Conley coming to a jump stop. That's good defense from the Saints, and they force ultimately the shot clock violation. Oh, I thought they were going to have that. Looks like we'll need to figure some stuff out when we get back from our media timeout. But here's what we do know. Canisius leads Siena 25-18. Amari Anthony starting to catch fire here in the second quarter with a couple of threes.
Hello. I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip, Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies?
Biscuits.
Is there a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
The 2020 MAAC Esports Championship will feature tournaments in 4 different game titles: League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The first official MAAC Esports Championship will take place March 13 to 14. Join the excitement at the Adrian Phillips Theater at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. Reserve your tickets today at www.ticketmaster.com.
Second one after a beautifully designed and executed play.
I've never seen anything like it when at one game both teams came out and thought they won. Both benches were out on the floor. And that was some unbelievable ending.
So after the review and all else, here we are just under midway through our second quarter. 5 seconds for Siena. Three-pointer pulled up from straight away is off the mark from Peterson.
Good shot for desperation at the end of a shot clock.
And a pretty good shooter taking it as well. Margot Peterson shoots 40% from 3. But it's Canisius that continues to lead by 7. And Timbers had the hot start, has been quiet early, but hasn't really forced a whole lot. As here's another turnover, Brown comes away with it. A more conventional look this time for Peterson that rims out, and the rebound tracked down by Conley.
And the Griffs have really done a good job on the defensive rebounding. They're quick to the basketball. They get it and get it going quickly down the floor.
There's Timbers. Watched closely by Amari Anthony.
Well, Coach Jacks is such a good coach. She knows that Timbers had the hot hand. She's going to change the defensive assignment and make it a little more difficult for her to score.
After the turnover, here comes Amari Anthony to the jump stop. And a good hustle by Watts, but it's Connolly who comes away with it again. See how the second quarter plays out, because Canisius led by 10 after 1, but right now kind of in that middle area. This game a couple of buckets either way from just feeling different going into halftime. Corner 3 is knocked down. There is Shayla Sweeney to push it back to a double-figure lead.
Well, it's after a first quarter, you're kind of feeling each other out. Who's going to take command? Who's going to take control? And now, second quarter, some defense assignments are changed and puts a different flow on the game.
Canisius is 2 for 3 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. Sweeney just knocked down the 3. Now having a chance in the open floor. Brown, head up, finding Anthony ahead of the pack.
Very impressed with the play of Brown. You know, she got the defensive rebound, had presence of mind, looked up, got the pass down the floor, and she was able to give it to her teammate to get an easy bucket. She's all over the place.
It's good hustle by Amari Anthony, but it will stay with Canisius. Minute 45 to go in the second quarter.
And Canisius scoring has kind of toned down a little bit, and credit the Saints defense. They've kind of taken away some easy looks. They certainly have found Timbers, that's for sure.
Eight-point Griffs lead, shooting 42%. Patterson Ricks able to initiate from inside. It starts this possession, Timbers, first miss of the evening, or afternoon, excuse me, and it comes down to Yarosteriou. Brown, lost it. Here comes Shayla Sweeney. Sweeney going to try to go all the way and is fouled on the way to the rim.
And obviously, Coach Hammer really wants them to push the ball. Every opportunity, they get a defensive rebound, and it's coming down the floor, and it's coming down quickly.
Yeah, whether it's Sweeney or Patterson Ricks, there's the foul from Marielena Yarosteriou. So Shayla Sweeney, who just made that 3 in the corner, will go to the line. She's a 74% free throw shooter.
And I think that's an example of the depth perception when you're shooting to a cavernous backdrop.
Yeah, at least the other basket has that video board hanging behind it. The side that Sweeney is shooting at is we'll call that the open end here at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall, and an empty trip.
And all you see is one big flag.
Yeah, which looks like it's a mile away. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here before halftime. Yarosteriou from the elbow, and Patterson Ricks able to pull it down. Ball fake. Timbers attacking the basket.
A drive from outside the three-point arc. Little head and shoulder fake, and she found herself to the rim.
Timbers now 5 for 6 from the floor. A strong take back the other way for Julia Howard. Final 12 seconds here of the first half.
And what a difference when the Siena Saints put the ball in the basket. Their defense sets up, pressure in the backcourt, disrupts the offense.
Timbers had the hot hand all first half and banks it in at the buzzer.
Right on cue. Figured it out. She was able to shift, move her defense, and bank it in.
A.J. Timbers with a tremendous first half. 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting and has helped lead number 11 seed Canisius to a 10-point halftime lead over 6-seeded Siena. Now they'll check it out, but that shot is good all the way just inside the arc. And that will keep the Canisius lead at 10. It was at 10 after one quarter. It's at 10 now at halftime, as you'll see.
Could be, and also when you're a defensive team, you need to get rewarded on the offensive end. And let's see if the Siena Saints can do that.
The first possession here in the third quarter. After Timbers, it was 7 points for Patterson Ricks and 6 for Connolly leading the way. Here's Timbers continuing to have the hot hand.
And she has such good body balance. She catches, her body's in line, her feet are set, and she just knows and has that sense of there's the rim and here I come.
Brown left alone in the corner.
And that's the one-person wrecking crew that Siena Saints need. They dared her to shoot, and shot she did, and it's a three-pointer.
Now 9 points for Rachel Brown to lead the way for Siena. That's the deficit that they face here with a minute gone by in the third. Timbers running the baseline. Just 3 seconds for Patterson Ricks to get the shot off, and Anthony with the block. Here comes Brown, 1-on-4, straight to the rim.
And a quick outlet, again, sets the Griffs up in transition.
It's good transition defense by Siena. Watts able to be that rim protector that she's been all year. Rebound snatched out of the air by Howard. Anthony, nice little crossover in the lane, but can't get the shot to fall. Pace starting to quicken here in the third quarter. Sweeney, Patterson Ricks hesitation. And Watts pulls down the rebound. Loose ball comes down to Howard. A lot of pace, not a lot of points here in the third. And a whistle back the other way with 7:58 to go will be on Connolly.
Well, the Saints have really cranked up their defense, and right now they're getting some better shot selection because they're able to stifle the Griffs, get the ball going down the floor, and Rachel Brown has done, I think, an excellent job of trying to control tempo for the Siena Saints.
Howard able to get free and put it in, make it 34-27.
Solid out of bounds play, layup, good pass in.
Patterson Ricks leading Sanderlin. Sweeney steps back, too strong. Offensive rebound.
Good patience by the Griffs to kick it back out.
Patterson Ricks going to use Sanderlin top of the key. Left alone for three. You know, and Canisius with a 7-point lead, but their leading scorers struggled. Danielle Sanderlin now just 1 out of 9.
Well, you knew that the Siena Saints knew where she is going to be. She was going to be a focal point of the scouting report. And Coach Jax does an excellent job of preparing her team, so that doesn't surprise me.
Timbers now doing it on the defensive end with the block of Amari Anthony.
What you're not expecting is a game like Timbers is giving.
Has been everywhere for this Canisius team. 16 points so far. Brown getting into the lane, little Euro step move.
And Brown started that play on the right side of the floor, gave it up, shifted over to the left and was able to get the ball into the paint.
Timbers, baseline drive. Sanderlin can't find the handle. Here comes Piper. Siena trying to turn defense to offense. And Sweeney takes it away from Howard. The bounce ahead in transition and the great block from behind by Howard. Great hustle.
Great hustle by Howard. Sweeney did the right thing. Sweeney gets the ball, brings it up, feeds underneath, and Howard comes from behind and a clean block. Good play on both ends.
And really impressive when you factor in Howard was the player who turned it over on one end of the floor, didn't give up on the play, and then gets the block. Hustle gets rewarded.
And often when you're coming from behind, it's not clean.
And Patterson Ricks a huge three as Siena had cut it to 5. The three-point shot's been a bit of an equalizer in this game as Canisius has knocked down 5 from beyond the arc. More good interior defense.
And Patterson Ricks came up with that three. It was just when the Saints are making their run, and that was a critical bucket for the Griffs.
Whistles on Haley Blassetti, the Siena sophomore. Our two head coaches look on here in this final first round matchup on the women's side. Still have 3 men's first round games ahead of us this evening. Sanderlin, double team. Timbers gonna have to beat the shot clock. Going to the pass to Conley. That's more good Siena defense, keeping them in it here with 5.5 to go in the third.
Well, one game, halftime adjustment, you know that Coach Jacks went over and said, you know, you need to know where Timbers is. You need to know that she cannot just roam around here freely. And they've done a good job.
Piper from the wing. There is Sabrina Piper.
Well, you're not a 1,000-point scorer. You're not going to be shut down. You know you're going to keep shooting. Coach tells you you're a 1,000-point scorer. Keep putting it up.
Again, making it a 5-point game. 9 points to go along with 5 rebounds for Piper. Sanderlin going to face up.
Little Sigma move. Reverse pivot.
Piper back the other way, entering with a free throw line jumper.
Created a little space with a head and shoulder fake.
Action starting to pick up here in the middle part of the third quarter in a 5-point game. Shanae Brown going to go to the baseline. Couple of tries for Canisius. Comes Piper again. Sabrina Piper, patient, weaving through traffic. And the rebound gets tipped out to Sanderlin. Sanderlin might have used the off arm there to discard Ashley Williamson. They swing it around. Timbers off the mark.
Well, as you mentioned, the pace has certainly picked up. It is coast to coast right now.
Yeah, I think because of that, our players are ready for this media timeout. Howard, a couple different moves. Her second try is off the mark. And then the foul committed in the backcourt.
Good pursuit of the basketball. She knew she didn't get the layup she wanted, got the offensive rebound, but unfortunately too aggressive on the third try and fouled.
Well, Sabrina Piper starting to come to life here in the third quarter. Siena has cut it to 5, and that's happened because their leading scorer starting to bring it after the 3.
You cannot lose 42 out there.
I'm a machine on the field.
On the court.
In the pool.
On the track.
I'm fearless in the pursuit of victory.
But I am more than a student athlete.
I am more than number on the back of my jersey.
I am more than a win or a loss.
I'm a role model to young children who aspire to participate in collegiate athletics.
I am a leader on my campus.
And I am also affected by mental health.
I'm not always okay, but I know that my voice can be heard.
I'm surrounded by resources that can accommodate my needs.
To make me feel supported and to remind me that I am never alone.
We band together to make mental health a priority on each campus. All MAAC Minds promotes our 11-member institute.
9:34.
Well, you can see the pace of the game is changing a little bit. Some missed shots, and both teams are able to convert. But Siena has certainly ramped up their defense, and it's creating some miscues by the Griffs.
8 turnovers now for Canisius, part of that Siena defense. Sanderlin going to go to the left hand after the spin move.
Well, she's someone, she gets the ball in the mid-post. She's very dangerous because she can go either way. She can reverse pivot, so she can hurt you a couple different ways.
3 in the corner. There's Piper, who's come to life here in the third. She's up to 14.
And Piper's certainly a player that she knows it's her responsibility to put points on the board, and now she's really come alive.
Good hands by Watts. Conley was open down low, but Watts with the deflection.
You can see the Siena Saints have a different bounce in their step. They're alive. They're accustomed to what's going on out here.
This lead was as big as 13. And now Siena forcing the turnover. Brown into the open floor, and it's 41-39.
And great long distance find by Howard. She saw Brown streaking down, and Brown was able to go up for a clean layup.
Siena's outscored Canisius 17-9 here in the third, and Piper rips it away from Patterson-Ricks.
Ricks was a little too aggressive, a little frustrated, and fouled Piper on the steal.
Scott Hemmer's going to call timeout as his once 10-point lead has been cut to 2. Big Siena run makes it a 13-point lead in the second quarter for Canisius. They had a 10-point lead here in the third, but Siena has come roaring back. They've outscored Canisius 17-9 here in the third quarter already. And a foul whistle. It's Amari Anthony who will go to the line with a chance to tie this game up.
And Piper, I think, really has come alive for the Saints. She gets the ball here out on the perimeter, and she sees that she's guarded, but look at her no-look pass underneath, and her teammate's able to go up and create contact and find herself the free throw line. Heads-up play by Piper.
And Piper doing what a good quarterback does there. She threw her receiver open. That's not an easy thing to do.
No, it is not.
2 Anthony free throws tie this game up at 41. All the momentum now on the side of the 6th seed Siena Saints.
Well, look how quickly they're able to set their defense. They're moving their feet.
Sanderlin loses at the 10th Canisius turnover, and Siena with a chance to take its first lead since they were ahead 4-2.
Howard, once again, I thought was very effective on the defensive end. She came up with that block early on in the quarter, comes up with the steal.
Well, and now trailing the play is Julia Howard, who hit the deck pretty hard. And she'll come out for Margot Peterson.
Number 20, Margot Peterson.
Never be careful enough with player safety. That's why.
She's underneath. Oh, she ran into her own in Anthony. You could see her head hit her hip, Anthony's hip.
Well, and when head or neck is the thing that the athletic trainer could look at, you can't be too cautious.
No, not at all. Time to make a substitution, get evaluated, put it in the hands of medical people.
7 seconds for Canisius to shoot as Connolly throws it away. That last line of defense was Amari Anthony. And now she's a little slow to come up. This game's starting to take a toll on both these teams.
Well, it's tournament time. It's do or die. You give it your all. Survive in advance. Everything you can say. You're going to see the best play of both squads.
There's Timbers with the rebound in a tie game. We're inside of a minute here in the third. The trailer is Sanderlin.
And Anthony looks hurt. She's coming down gingerly, asking for a sub.
And right now, they're kind of
letting the play out the quarter.
Yeah, with just 25 seconds left. 12 seconds for Siena to shoot. Anthony just kind of wincing in pain as she sets herself up in the corner. Peterson three from straight away, and Siena with a lead. What a huge third quarter for the Saints.
Absolutely. And who set her up? But Piper. She was able to deliver.
Sweeney will try to beat the buzzer, and she cannot in a huge third quarter for Siena. They outscore Canisius 22-9 to take a 3-point lead.
Off a high on ball screen. Your stars you hope will break free, and I thought she really came alive, and that was able to inspire the Saints defense and shut down the Griffs offense in that third quarter. Timbers went a little dry, and Piper came alive, and the tide changed.
That third quarter really saw a change. Piper initiating again. Peterson's three rimming out, and here comes Canisius. Conley going to go to the baseline jumper, and the loose ball foul will keep things on this end of the floor.
It looks like Peterson fouled from behind, and Canisius ball along the end line.
I feel like if I say this, I might jinx us, but we haven't had a lot of fouls in this game. It seems like it's been a pretty clean played game. They've let them play, and I love that come playoff time.
Absolutely. The worst is having the whistles affect the flow of the game. And you try to play to it, and I think it's very disturbing.
Timbers three rimming out. Conley with the offensive rebound. Tees up Patterson Ricks for the tie.
Much needed bucket for the Griffs, and Patterson Ricks scores her a long ball.
She's now in a double figures, joining Timbers with 10 points. Good game here between the numbers 6 and 11 seeds on the women's side in the MAAC. And a travel called on Yarosteriou.
When the Griffs need a basket, look for their stars, and Ricks gets a little pass from the baseline, feet set, shot ready, goes. I'm wondering if the moisture here isn't affecting the floor. It looks like it was the third player that slipped. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on that. It's pretty warm outside, unseasonably warm, and we're also across the street from the ocean, so you got all those factors in play. Brown losing it on the way up on a whistle with 8:27 to go in the fourth.
And now the Saints have really ramped up their defense, getting a ball outlet quickly down the floor, and Brown can really accelerate and get to the line.
She was really carrying the Siena offense early. 13 points for Rachel Brown.
And you can see that the Saints were a little lackadaisical first quarter, but certainly woke up at halftime.
I'd venture to say there was a spirited conversation in the locker
Well,
room.
Coach Jacks does such a good job, and she herself was a tough competitor at NYU and learned from the best at Sacred Heart and Northwestern, so she comes in with a good pedigree.
The one Brown free throw right now, the difference in a close game with 8 minutes to go. Here's Yarosteriou in the passing lane. She can't get the handle. Sanderlin to the basket and a whistle.
Well, she took it in, and she saw the lane get defended, came out, and was able to get the shot up and fouled.
So we'll have Danielle Sanderlin at the line. Just 3 out of 12 from the field. These are her first free throws today.
You can see it gets shut down, and she's able to reverse pivot, come across, take a Euro step, and get herself to the rim.
The rebound comes down to Yaroslav. With all those different terminology, Euro step, pro hop, crab dribble, it's all excuses for traveling, really.
Exactly. It is. It certainly is.
I guess Euro step not so much. It's just I was never athletic enough to do it, so I'm jealous of it.
Well, to me, it always looks like a travel.
It looks like
in the men's game, it's not called. The women's game, it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Conley, it's a great look to Sanderlin. Piper bothered her defensively, and here comes Siena. Anthony shook off that little sprained ankle. Timbers with the rebound. Trying to give Canisius back to even. Ricks will go to the line.
What a quick first step. Ricks left the defense, got across the lane. Got the ball up on the rim. See a little head and shoulder fake, gets into the paint, and Piper just comes across, tries to stop the layup from going in.
A good hard foul, but then was there to help up Najee Patterson-Ricks, who knocked down the first free throw.
And well, both programs are coached by such classy mentors. Play hard, but you can extend your hand.
Stay a 1-point Siena lead as Piper comes away with the rebound. Siena's outscoring Canisius here after halftime, 25-14. And a turnover.
Timbers now is getting more attention every time she touches the ball.
It's been part of a renewed Siena defensive effort that has limited Canisius to just 5 for 21 here in the second half. More good defense. There's Watts with another block. Anthony gathers. Couldn't lay it in, but good Brown hustle. Knocks it off the foot of Anna Sweeney.
Well, it seems like Santa Saints took a page out of the Griff book, and now they're transitioning, extending the floor, getting quicker outlets, and getting it down the paint.
There's Watts, now Anthony. Piper from the wing, couldn't get it to roll around.
Tough shot for Piper. That did everything but go in.
I'd let her shoot another one because she's probably right on.
That was right on. Absolutely.
Going to use the screen just inside the arc.
Solid defense by the Griffs.
Canisius led by as many as 13. A halftime lead of 10 for a big third quarter for Siena. Patterson-Ricks, and a whistle is going to be called right at the top of the key. They're going to get Margot Peterson.
Well, as you mentioned, Timbers is going to get a lot of attention, and that time a little bit of frustration and a little push foul by the Saints.
That play took a long time to develop, and Peterson was, I don't blame him, he probably got tired of waiting to be screened.
Exactly.
And there you see the warm-up of our next game, which is the men's first round game. It's the 8-9 game between Fairfield and Manhattan. That was the Jaspers warming up. 5 seconds for Canisius. Conley going to go to the rim. And a whistle. It'll go on Sanderlin with 5:24 to go here in the fourth.
The Griffs are getting some good looks. They're working hard to get into the paint, and their finish just is a little shy. Credit to the Santa Saint defense.
Well, and part of that, too, is when you have Lala Watts back there as that rim protector. She came into play, one of the leading shot blockers in the country with 61 block shots. It's in the back of your mind.
Absolutely.
Piper inside the arc. Saved inbounds, right to Brown, and the foul.
Good second effort by the Siena Saints. Piper's shot didn't go. 3 people underneath for the offensive rebound. Brown pursued the basketball, gets fouled.
It'll send Rachel Brown to the free throw line. Been the most consistent Siena Saint in this game. Allie Jacks looking on, trying to complete would be a pretty good comeback for the 6th seed Siena Saints after being down 13.
Absolutely. Sometimes when you get down with double digits, you get a little frustrated, and they were able to come out second half, regroup, play inspired ball, and take the lead.
There's Anna Sweeney. Now Patterson Ricks. Pitch back, Sanderlin. Patterson Ricks gonna go to that pull-up jumper, and here comes Rachel Brown. Right down the middle of the floor, gonna take it herself to the rim. Bodies go flying, and a jump ball is called. It'll send it back down the floor. It'll go to Canisius, but before that, we have to go to immediate timeout, and it's time for our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. It's Rachel Brown on the second effort and 1, and that is our strong move of the game presented by Hercules Tires.
We'd like to thank our corporate sponsor, Echo.
Stop right there. There you go.
All right.
Let's see.
That's a fun slate of basketball ahead.
Well, at least that Fairfield-Manhattan game is a rematch from a last game this past weekend in which Fairfield went into Draddy Gym and put it on Manhattan a little bit. And then after that, really intriguing matchups. Iona as a 7 seed. Who wants to play Iona?
Exactly. You're the champion until you're not.
Yeah, they come in with guys that have nothing but rings on their hands the last couple of years. Here in our final women's first round game, Siena trying to complete the comeback. Sanderlin traveled before the move.
Trying to get inside the paint, trying to get something going for the Griffs. A little too aggressive, extra step.
Well, Sanderlin's had a tough go today. There's no question about it. 3 for 13, now 3 turnovers as well. Not what you expect from your second leading scorer.
Well, as we talked about, everyone's trying to give their best effort, and sometimes you're a little overly aggressive and kind of got to get back in pace of your own personal game.
It's a good backdoor look from Piper. It will stay with Siena. 3-point lead. Starting to get into that crunch time area. Here's a 3 from the wing. Big time shot from Margot Peterson.
Critical 3 for Siena Saints. Really has changed the tide in the second half. We're a little more patient on the offense, getting some really good looks and knocking them down.
Timbers dribbling into a slew of Saints. And then Allie Jacks is going to call timeout. She has watched her team outscore Canisius here in the second half, 30-14 to take this 6-point lead.
And you know, during that locker room, they talked about, we
led by 10 after 1 quarter.
And only 9 fouls. So it's been a clean game.
Wow, total? That's great. Yeah. Canisius trying to up the tempo here. Siena able to break that pressure. And with 3:20 to go, Siena controls up by 6. Oh, and Piper throws it away, not on the same page with Rachel Brown.
A little miscommunication over there.
A little offense-defense here with Yara Steryu coming in. Peterson taking a seat. Strong drive by Timbers, but underneath is Yara Steryu. Brown into the lane, the kick out, Anthony from the baseline. Canisius now in need of a spark as Connolly will go to the free throw line.
And Canisius in the first half relied on their transition offense. And now with a defensive rebound, it was able to happen again, getting the ball down the floor quickly. They need to take some quick shots, and if they can beat Siena's defense, the setup of Siena's defense, they'll get some better looks.
Canisius now 4 out of 9 from the free throw line. Connolly at 64% free throw shooter. Peterson just advancing it herself. Good hustle by Anna Sweeney to knock it away.
Peterson saw a wide open lane. She was going to go take it. Sweeney was able to recover.
And as much of Siena's 6-point lead that's important, the bigger thing is the 2:30 and now ticking. Time is on their side. Oh, but Piper, a couple of turnovers here down the stretch. And now Siena's got to rely on its defense to maintain that lead.
I think that was a song, wasn't it? Time is on our side.
I believe it is. Canisius just 5 points here in the fourth quarter, in need of some offensive punch. Anthony commits the foul near midcourt.
Aggressive play by Anthony, but it's hard in the open court with that much pressure.
Here's why that foul is significant, because Anna Sweeney will go over to the free throw line, so that aids the Canisius comeback attempt. Sweeney this season has only attempted 8 free throws.
That's a third missed free throw consecutive by the Griffs. They're getting to the line. Hopefully they'll convert.
They missed 4 key free throws here with over 2 minutes remaining. Brown right to the rim. .210 remaining. Yeah, both teams now kind of mirroring struggles. Canisius has missed 5 in a row. Siena now just 2 of its last 10. But the Saints do hold a 6-point lead, again trying to complete the double-digit comeback. Patterson Ricks, the dive on the floor, and her coach will call timeout. Exactly 2 minutes to go, and the Griffs get it back.
Well, that was the same play that happened 2 possessions earlier, where Piper's ready to set up a play far away from the basket, and Ricks, who got quick hands, was able to corral the ball.
It'll be Patterson Ricks to initiate. 14 points, 6 assists here in this game. Step back triple. Here comes Brown now, 3-on-2 if Siena wants to hurry, and Brown will earn a trip to the line.
And how about that swing into the left side, get it over to the right, get around the defense, and draw the foul.
Starting to get late here in this game with just 1:38 left. In a 2-possession game. Siena, the more aggressive team there. Just thought Brown kind of had the choice, right? Go to the rim or kind of circle, dribble out. But she's been good all game for Siena 16 points, 8 rebounds.
And she really kept them in the game the first half. Although the game was getting away from them, and she would make a play and bring it back in striking distance.
Yeah, they were down 10, and if she didn't have the half she did, would have made this second half comeback a bit more of an uphill climb.
Absolutely.
Here comes Sanderlin after the 1-for-2 trip. Minute and a half to go. It's a 7-point Siena lead. Sanderlin couldn't really find the handle on it. Rebound to Anthony. Brown has a path to the rim.
Good decision. She knew she had a lane to the basket, kept under control, made the shot.
Siena, its largest lead now at 55-46.
And it seems a faster-paced game in the second half has favored Siena. They've been able to operate fast, but yet in control.
Yeah, and it seemed like they wanted to do that in the first half. They didn't make the shots that allowed them to. The differences here in the second half should help the Canisius effort. That this is the largest deficit they have faced in this game. They need to get points in a hurry. Watt's going to throw it into the front court again. Brown couldn't get the handle on it. Foul here on Patterson-Ricks with just under 51 seconds remaining.
And good decision by Brown. You see, she looked down the floor. She had 2 receivers, but chose to back it out, use some clock. Good choice. Good decision.
And it also looked like she didn't get a clean grasp of the ball, so better yet than try the pass that who knows where it could end up. She'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
We just saw a picture of Hauer, who went down with a block out at the free throw line with her knee, and she had her hands in her lap a little bit, so she might be done, obviously, for the day.
Siena now to a 10-point lead. Hopefully she's okay to come back for their game with Fairfield if they hang on. Timbers, kick out to Sanderlin. She'll try a triple. And it has been a tough go of things offensively for Canisius here in the fourth quarter. Now just 1 for 13, and this turnover will send it back.
Sometimes when you get that defensive rebound, you see your teammate underneath the basket, you hurry a little bit. This is time you kind of back it up a little.
And Canisius, Scott Hemmer's gonna not taking any timeouts back.
However, 2 of the 3 teams that we saw play today did.
Yeah.
Niagara and now Siena if they hang on.
Yeah, it just comes down, right, to the matchups and how these teams fit, as Allie Jacksonville now used a timeout in a 10-point game.
And the tournament is the 3rd season, so although you have some history with pre-conference and conference.
Everyone twice, your place, their place, and like you said, this Siena 6 seed came with a coin flip with Iona, but there's no, well, you didn't seed them, they didn't see you. No, you've seen everyone twice, your place, their place, so now things really do shake out. Siena's beaten Canisius twice. They're well on their way to doing it a 3rd time. Yes,
and with the different scouting vehicles that you have, synergy, different kinds of things, you see every game. ESPN 3, every game is on TV. Everyone watches. No secrets.
Right, exactly. Right. There's no, the tape's not in the mail. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no reason and no excuse for teams not to see the other teams. And then sometimes they go and you can see them live potentially, depending how travel schedules and travel partners work out, as Sweeney will earn a trip to the free throw line.
No more exchanging tapes on the New Jersey Turnpike.
is that how?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Meet me at the rest stop?
Yes, now I'm really dating.
They've redone those rest stops. They're lovely now.
Shake Shack, I think, is in one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's one up near closer to where I live. You rarely have ever said, you know what, I'm going to hit the Parkway rest stop for dinner, but when Shake Shack appears, it's okay.
Date night on the highway.
Exactly. Keeps it easy. It's easy on, easy off. Our next game here from Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall flips over to the men's side of the bracket again. And it's the 8-9 matchup in the first round. Fairfield and Manhattan. That one to tip as close to 5 o'clock as we'll have it. As Sabrina Piper ahead of the pack will put the exclamation point on this comeback win for the Siena Saints. And the final few seconds, well, Piper just handed it over to Patterson Ricks, who will lay it in. That's one of the more bizarre things I've ever seen. But that will make it 58-48, and it will get us to our final score. Siena completes the comeback. And they trailed by 10 at the half. They win it by 10 after a huge second half performance.